I recently received a direct message from an executive at a multi-million-dollar food corporation who said, I just thought you'd like to know you're being talked about in the boardroom. And the quote from one of the members of the board was, "Why won't keto die already?" And then they proceeded to badmouth the keto diet and talk about how it is stagnating their profits, decreasing their market share, and why won't it die already? And I found that hilarious, and I thought, there really needs to be a video about that. So let's talk about why this damn keto diet just won't die. So anytime a way of eating becomes very popular, it is labeled by people who should know as a fad diet. And indeed, keto's been called a fad diet. And indeed, there is a fad popularity to the keto diet. And you can see the Google trends over the years that the search frequency for the term keto diet has definitely plateaued and went back down. And so people looking for a cool new way to eat, they're done with keto. They've moved on, right? But the thing about keto is that it hasn't lost its legs. It's still very, very popular, very successful, and people are still talking about it. People who are actually looking for solutions to obesity and other healthcare problems, they're actually still talking about keto a lot, as you'll see if you watch this video to the end. So as the keto diet became very, very popular and big food corporation profits started to suffer, the keto diet was actually actively marketed against by a pasta corporation. The term has been co-opted by big food manufacturers, and they're actually coming out with their own lines of keto shakes and keto bars and keto bread. And it also plant-based dietitians and cardiologists have really started to talk about the dangers that might come from eating a keto diet. It might be bad for your kidneys. It might be bad for your liver, your heart, your brain. I think the most powerful tool that healthcare providers and dietitians and nutritionists who hate the keto diet, just by definition, they lump it in with other fad diets like the cabbage soup diet, the lemonade diet, the grapefruit diet, the cookie diet, and then that way they can discount it and also ignore all of the research that is quickly building up in support of a very low carbohydrate diet as a means of improving human health. So let's go over a few of the reasons for my friends on the board of the multi-million-dollar food corporation, who I won't name, also won't name the employee who sent me the direct message because I'm not that kind of guy. But let's go over a few of the reasons why keto just seems to have legs and just won't die. It remains very popular and is actually, in some circles, becoming even more popular. So I think the very first and most obvious reason is that as a weight loss diet, keto works more completely, more thoroughly, more sustainably for just a much higher percentage of people who are overweight, obese, or severely obese. When they actually try real ketogenic diet, they lose weight, they lose fat, and they're able to keep it off sustainably. And in the end, isn't that what a weight loss diet's supposed to do, right? That would be the goal, is that it actually works and continues to work. Unlike other diets that are notorious for, I lost 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, but then I gained it all back plus 10 more. There's a very popular talk show host who we've all watched as Americans yo-yo diet for decades. And she actually owned stock in one of the big fad diets that has made millions by tricking Americans into thinking that they knew the secret of weight loss. The next very important thing about a ketogenic diet is that it is not a semi-starvation diet. So diet companies like Weight Watchers or the American Heart Association's DASH diet, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem. I could just go on naming these companies and organizations who have their own diet. These are semi-starvation diets. You are supposed to eat fewer calories than you burn. That is their secret to weight loss. Now, indeed, if I locked you in my barn and fed you less than you needed each day, you would definitely lose weight. But you would be hungry every single minute of every single day. You would be hangry all the time. And you would then, that weight loss that you are experiencing, it is 100% contingent on your motivation and willpower. So just how long can you starve yourself? Well, that's exactly how long the Weight Watchers diet or the Jenny Craig or Nutrisystem or DASH diet, Mediterranean diet, Flexitarian diet, that's exactly how long all those diets are going to work, is just how much willpower and stamina and self-control do you have. And so it becomes quickly obvious to anybody who's thinking about this rationally that no weight loss plan that has as its heart semi-starvation, that's not going to work forever by definition, because no mammal, including a human, including you, can starve yourself forever. That is the definition of not sustainable. And so then we come to the next benefit of keto, and I call them the blowback benefits, right? So somebody came to keto because they're overweight or obese. They want to lose some weight. What they mean by that is they want to lose some fat. And keto does that. But invariably, these people have blowback benefits. So I came to keto because I'm obese and I lost the weight, definitely, but also my knee arthritis got better. Or I came to keto because my type 2 diabetes was out of control. And it definitely reversed my type 2 diabetes, but also my triglycerides went back to normal. That's weird. Or I came to keto because I heard that it helped with fatty liver. And indeed, it reversed my fatty liver. But in the process, my eczema also went away. So Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers and the DASH diet and the Flexitarian diet and the Ornish diet, they don't have these blowback benefits like keto does. And the reason that keto has these blowback benefits is because it's actually good for you. You're actually eating human appropriate foods that give you additional benefits, and you're removing slow poison, high carbohydrate, inflammatory foods that were leading to some of these other things that you called medical problems or medical diagnoses, but they were actually just symptoms of slow poisoning. And so the reason that keto kind of does all these positive things is, so back to the semi-starvation, there's some disagreement in the nutrition dietitian community as to whether you can actually overeat calories on keto and still burn fat, or is the keto diet just somehow controlling your satiety hormones and your hunger hormones so that you're overall just eating less food? There's a big debate about that. But my take-home message is for you, the actual dieter, the person who's trying to lose fat, is who cares? I don't care if you're eating a calorie deficit, but you're not feeling hungry. You're not suffering with keto. That's a victory. Because in the end, you don't. What if you are eating a calorie surplus, but you're still burning fat? That's going to leave the Harvard School of Public Health and Tufts University School of Public Health. They're going to have a lot of explaining to do if it turns out that you can eat a calorie surplus and still lose fat. But even if keto is somehow hacking your hunger and satiety hormones and just causing you not to be as hungry, and therefore you wind up eating fewer calories, do you even care about that? What you want is a diet that helps you lose weight, that doesn't make you suffer, that isn't hinged upon your willpower and your motivation and your self-control. Nobody wants to do that every day for the rest of your life. You want to eat until you're full. And keto allows you to do that. Whether you're in a calorie deficit or not, that's still up for debate. But the end result is you ate until you were full, which is a subjective feeling, right? And you also lost fat. So that's a win-win whether you're in a calorie deficit or a calorie surplus. Next is the finding from hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who are currently eating a very low carb, ketogenic, ketovore, carnivore diet, all of which are subsets of what I call a proper human diet. It's actually safe, because you would expect if 1 million people started eating a diet that certain diet gurus out there say, oh, is very dangerous for your kidneys, your heart, your liver, you'd think that we'd be seeing an epidemic of kidney failure, where when these patients were admitted to hospital and we were taking their history and said, okay, what kind of diet are you eating? They'd be saying, well, I'm eating a keto diet and it killed my kidneys, or I'm eating a keto diet and it caused a liver failure, or I'm eating a keto diet and I now have heart failure. But that's not what we see. The trend is that people eating a ketogenic diet are actually having improvement in their kidney function. Very reliably, we're seeing that. Or we see, I'm eating keto and actually my fatty liver went away and my liver enzyme lab tests are actually improving. Or I'm eating keto maybe just for weight loss, but my heart failure, which I had before I started keto, is actually improving. My ejection fraction is getting better. My circulatory markers are actually improving eating a ketogenic diet. So we're not seeing this healthcare breaking epidemic of all these people presenting to emergency departments all over the world saying, keto caused kidney failure, keto caused liver failure, keto caused heart failure. We're just not seeing that. So it turns out that actually keto is a very, very safe and sustainable way to lose weight. Then now here's a very telling thing. PhD researchers, MD researchers, other people who do the highest level research, they're not doing any research about the cabbage soup diet or the lemonade diet or the grapefruit diet or the cookie diet. Indeed, they're not doing much research about many of the other fad diets out there. But they are doing lots and lots and lots of research about a ketogenic diet. And it's almost as if when a healthcare provider or a nutrition expert really starts to grapple with just what the hell is this keto movement, they become enamored with it. They become fascinated with it. They want to investigate it. And indeed, if you go to clinicalresearch.gov, this is where all clinical research studies are registered. Currently, there are over 135 research studies ongoing right now about a ketogenic diet and how it might benefit alcoholism, how it might benefit mental health, how it might benefit fatty liver or diabetes or any number of other things. There is no other fad diet, if you believe keto is a fad diet, that's being researched to this degree. Just multiple ongoing trials at very large universities all over the world. And this is, I think, probably the most important reason why keto's not dying. Indeed, it's not going to die. It's going to actually have a renaissance here in the near future when all the results of these research studies that are ongoing right now, when these research studies are published, all of a sudden, keto helps people with alcoholism to actually fight the addiction. Keto definitely reverses fatty liver. Keto definitely reverses type 2 diabetes. Keto helps type 1 diabetics have the lowest A1C they've ever had in their life, while at the same time using 80 or 90% less insulin. Keto helps people with neurodegenerative diseases. It slows down the progression of Alzheimer's, Huntington's, and others. This stuff's going to be actually proven by these research studies. And at that point, I would love to be able to know what all of the health gurus and the dietitians and the plant-based cardiologists, what are they going to say? How are they going to save face when all this research starts hitting the presses that, yeah, keto is good for that too? And then the final strength of the keto diet that I think is sustaining it where no other fad diet has ever had the power in this arena is the word of mouth arena. Because when you have a friend who's severely obese, who's type 2 diabetic, who just obviously is miserable, feels terrible every day, and you don't see that friend for 3 months, 6 months, a year, and then you see them at a class reunion or a family reunion or just at a get-together, and you barely recognize them, and you're like, Bubba, is that you? And Bubba is literally transformed. Bubba looks 10, 15, 20 years younger. Bubba has actually lost a ton of fat. Bubba looks healthy. Bubba actually has muscles now. Bubba is not taking a handful of pills every day or even a handful of supplements every day. And then Bubba proceeds to tell you, oh, I'm on the keto diet. And it's literally improved every single thing about my health. That's the most powerful marketing. It has been on the most powerful marketing for human beings for thousands of years. And I think it's becoming very powerful again, thanks to social media, is not only do you have to see Bubba in person to see the transformation that has occurred in his health, you can also follow Bubba's Instagram or Facebook, or maybe even Bubba started a YouTube channel because of this amazing health transformation. And so this word of mouth, the recognition that someone that you know personally, they're not a paid spokesman, they're not a model, they're just a dude or a chick out there in the world that you grew up with, that you've known for decades. They have literally become a different person in a good way because of a ketogenic diet. Now, I want you to do two things for me, both of which I think you're actually going to enjoy. Number one, I want you to tell me in the comments why you've stuck with keto as long as you have. Is it because it actually works? Is it because of the blowback benefits? Is it because you're actually full, you're not suffering and starving all the time? Is it because you know about the ongoing research for a particular condition that you or a loved one suffers from? Or is it because of word of mouth? Did you know a Bubba who actually transformed into a new and improved Bubba? Tell me in the comments. And then number two, do you know a Bubba who doesn't know about keto yet? If so, please share this video with that poor suffering Bubba so that he can become a transformed Bubba. This is Dr. Berry. I'll see you next time.